Right, this is going to have to be super fast. It's not my normal time for streaming. It's the only time I've got available. Katy, you're a fucking liar. You use your kid as a troll shield. That was the best thing that ever happened to you. You saw it as a way of capitalizing on, well, it's another tactic, isn't it? Like you used to just have to have the illnesses, brain tumours, heart transplant, heart defect, fucking 5 bunches of COVID in a week and all of this shit. Because that's what you do. Having that kid must have been wonderful for you, particularly because you've lost all the money from the older kids because the fathers only have to pay you till they're up and about. So that income's gone. He's a good income, I would imagine. See penny bunny, disability benefits and whatnot. And that's not the only reason I say you do that. When your son's girlfriend lost a baby or had a stillbirth, whatever it was, I didn't take too much notice. Other than this fact, you shared the online notice, the epitaph, what you call it, obituary. You know, who fucking, hiya James, hello Dave, who does that? Who shares the obituary on videos with a bunch of people, she says, are real bad, shady people who've done all manner of awful things to her and her children? Who would do that? Who in the middle of grieving would think, oh, I know, I'll make a video and I'll accuse Tiffany Moser of doing it? Because that's what she did. I've got the fucking video. She accused Tiffany Moser of being responsible. That was her excuse for making the video. Tiffany Moser caused the death of my grandson. Now, come on. For fuck's sake. Everybody knows who, and I'm not saying it, I'm not a snitch, but everybody knows who posted the picture of her son. Everybody here knows it, his son and her girlfriend. Everybody who was here knows it. It wasn't me, and it wasn't Tiffany. That's as far. Fucking hell. That's as far as I'm gonna say. Oh, right, I've got 10 minutes. Okay, see you soon. Text me. Right, that'll give me notice. So, oh, fuck me, I forgot what I was on about. Who would do that? Everything. No, it wasn't, sadly. You're right, hung up the live stream immediately. The fact that she would do that, who the fuck would do that? She made a video specifically to accuse Tiffany, and she shared, she doxed she says that people are going after her son's family, blah, blah, blah. She doxed the entire family because they were all fucking named in it. Who does that? Because it's all tactics. Listen, she's fucking dead inside. She told people that she was very good friends with the same person she told she had diabetes and she had to have her foot off. That's where all that started. She told people that she had to lose a foot from diabetes. That's a fucking fact. Now, who does that shit where every terrible thing that happens in their life or in their family's life, hiya, Terry, who fucking does that? You know what I mean? That's an intensely private thing. You see it with the son supposedly abused by the teacher. I've no doubt the teacher was abusing kids, and no doubt at all. The question is whether Katy, as usual, gilded the lily, let's say, because this is what she does. Well, why indeed can't it be kept private? Because to Katy. It was another sympathy card. Oh, poor you, my wishes are with you. I'll pray for you. Half of these fuckers don't even pray, but they say, I'll pray for you. I'll keep you in my prayers. All right, rightio. Is that the prayers in between all the fucking trolling you do? It's fucking nuts. So it's a sympathy card. In this instance, it was a card, yes, attention seeking. And in this instance, it was a card to beat Tiffany Moser. It was specifically posted to accuse Tiffany. I believe she used words like murdered. I'd have to go back over it, but, so it served a couple of purposes with her. This is what she fucking does. Now, when I run the results through the AI, it confirmed that there was no diagnosis of stroke. So I asked it, could it be diabetes? And yes, that was the other thing it could come up with. Now, when you put that to what she told her friend of over a decade, she spoke to in real life, that it was on his Facebook and all of this shit. When you add that to that, it becomes apparent why she may only share a partial report, the part that shows that they investigated for a stroke. Now, I suspect if she'd have scrolled live, that it would have then shown no stroke detected, and they probably went on to diabetic. I stand by my initial thing, which was Frank, the days before, had said he no longer wanted to be part of the drama that Katy brought around, that he wanted to get back to his gun and history shit, and that Katy would only be moderating, because Frank lost a lot of followers. Nobody wanted to listen to a fat bird screaming and yelling in Kentucky. The people that were following him were there for history and guns, and then you got this big fucking fat troll using him to fight with other women. Not a good look. Funny for us because we know it all, but most people would think, oh fucking good God, what's happened to this channel? And he went from playing Beethoven on his playing. Once he met with Katy, he would use Beethoven or music like Chariots of Fire. It was all very what he imagined to be upper middle class. He got with Katy, he starts effing and he never even swore. He starts abusing women and fighting with everyone, swearing and making threats. And he started coming in playing Eminem and fucking Eazy-E. We were all like, what the fuck? I thought he'd been taken over his fucking brain. I thought perhaps he'd had a fucking funny turn or something, or some ne'er-do-well was now running the channel. So when you look, she purposely cuts off what the findings were, the result, the diagnosis, the treatment. Now, she's willing to share that much, and no, she hasn't got to share any of her personal records. But as she is, she's only using what shows what she wants you guys to think. Stroke. Now, she's been told this before. We've been through this every couple of months and since the stroke. And continually, when she shows the report, it stops just short of the findings or the results, whatever you guys call them. Ours would be the results. You have to ask yourself, why? Why is she cutting off that part? That would prove for her 150%. Not that there are 150%, because it only goes to 100. But that would prove, without a shadow of a doubt, that she had a stroke. But for some reason, she doesn't want to share that. She could embarrass me, James, Tiffany right now by just showing the results, by showing the diagnosis. Now, these are all tactics to Katy. She also told the person who she confided in about the foot amputation, because we're not a gang of nuts here. We didn't just suddenly decide, let's say Katy haven't got a foot. There was actual reasoning that come out. I speak for myself here. I'm not that ridiculous to think of such shit. But when you then add it to, she makes a video using AI to show her walking 6 steps. Now, if she made an AI video of her jogging hell for leather, there we go. I was just reading the comment. You might hear my stomach rumbling. I haven't eaten all day. I haven't eaten since yesterday tea time. So, over 24 hours. Yes, of course she could, James. She doesn't want to. But when you add to this that she faked an AI of her walking, now if she faked an AI of her in a race and winning, you could understand, yeah, she wants to show you that she was the fastest in a race. I can kind of go with that logic. But to have to fake 6 steps, not even 6 steps up a vertical, a fucking steep hill, just 6 steps. Why did she have to fake it? Why could she not just walk the steps? I used to do videos just of my feet walking and talking. Why can't she? And, then you look at how she uses the kids, and there's nothing that she won't use for trolling. She has to show she's all about this pity party. She had to show the video that her son was abused in school. What the fuck's that got to do with all that shit? Seriously, what the fuck has that got to do with anything? Because it's another thing that gets her. Oh, Katy, I'm so sorry. I hope Max is okay. Oh, this is awful. Oh, sweetie, you'll be in my prayers. Listen, fuck that for the game of soldiers. Fuck that for the game of soldiers right now. Then when you put it all together, I thought when he said in the video that she had her foot cut off, I thought he might be trolling, okay? Because he is a troll. But the more that has happened, the more I am wondering whether she ever actually had her feet or foot cut off. Because the walking 6 steps is one, and her continual going off on it. They say I got no feet. Nobody been saying that for months. That was all like beginning of last year. Everybody shut up about it, but she won't. It's like a guilty conscience almost. It's fucking not normal. And then she posted those feet to say, I've got feet. We don't know they're your feet. How the fuck do we know they're your feet? I wouldn't have been admitting they were my feet personally. They were no feet that you see Cinderella slipping her lovely little toes into. They were fucking dude's feet. They were and they were fat anyway, the feet. They were spread out like she'd been wearing Crocs for too long. You wear Crocs for over a week and put your tight trainers on and you know all about it. They feel like really weird. It feels like your feet have been clamped. That's after a week. So, and I would imagine that the kind of shoes she wore around the house were slip-on. I would imagine that the kinds of shoes she had were slip-on, because bending down was a no-no. She wasn't going to be having anything that had to lace up. So, I don't know. It's just all fucking weird to me. Exactly. Lost a foot from diabetes. Well, if somebody said to me, you haven't got feet, well, number one, I'd show you my feet. And number two, if I was going to prove I had feet and I could walk, I wouldn't AI it. I wouldn't have to, because I can walk. and then thanking Frank, the cameraman. Come on. Where's your fucking dignity and your shame? Where's your embarrassment? I'd fucking nearly pass out. I used to nearly pass out when I'd say to my kids, I'm not here, say I'm not here. And one would go out and say, she's not here. And the other one would shout, yes, she is, she's in the kitchen. Oh, fucking hell. That'd leave me shame ridden for about a week. And all, oh no, how am I going to face them and all of this shit. But, you know, she's got no fucking dignity. She's got no fucking shame. So I will reinforce my views. Frank had said that he was no longer going to stream with her. She was totally in love with her. Anyone who was watching it, it was embarrassing. Watching it all unfold, because it was happening streaming every night of fucking COVID. And I think that she either didn't take diabetic medication or she took too much sugar in. I don't fucking know. And I don't think she expected him to come to the hospital. I think she expected him to feel guilty. But of course, Frank, thinking that she's this young nubile beauty with fucking alabaster skin, goes legging it to the hospital. You know, you can decide whether he shimmied through the air vents and it was quite as James Bond as he makes out, or if he just walked up to the desk and found her. But we know from his side of the story that when she saw him, she said, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And she was crying. What was she sorry for? Maybe not being what he expected. I don't know. So that's my take on it. She'll use anything. Hang on a minute. She'll use anything for trolling. Nothing is off. Nothing's out of bounds. There's no line she won't cross. I know my daughter would be very upset if I made videos using all that shit. Maybe her son and daughter-in-law don't mind that shit, but it just goes to show that, you know, it's not right. It's not right. She didn't even take a couple of days off to mourn this fucking loss. She was all over Tiffany fucking Moser, who she was blaming. It's all very bizarre, and she's a fucking liar. So, Katy, nobody cares what tests were run on you. Nobody cares to see that, yeah, you had symptoms that could be stroke, but could also be diabetic. Nobody cares. If you must share that shit with us, we want the diagnosis. We want the results. While you're at it, you claimed, now you had your stroke, year one, let's call it, and you claimed by the next year, after that image came out of you, which is at least £500, you claimed you were down to £119. I found that number really interesting. Agent 19, 119, I don't know. I don't believe in coincidences. I believe it was an easy number that she would remember what she said, 19. No fucking way do you get, she said, oh, she had weight loss surgery. So then it was pointed out that she'd have a lot of excess flesh. She then claims, oh, God, leave me a fucking alone. She then claims that she had skin removal. This was all in 2 years. Now, skin removal is not is cosmetic. Oh, I got to go for a minute. I'll be back. Just hang with me. Right, I'm back. Do you know what? I think I'd rather nobody call than continually call. I'm going more and more antisocial. Normally, I'd have had him in by 4, keep him outside, and say I'm just about to go in the bath. So, yes. But one thing before I leave you. Hang on, I gotta get the volume. Fuck me. I'm getting too old for this running around shit. I'm going to change this. Just a second. Right, perfect. Hang fire. That one's for you, Braden. I know you love me saying that, and I know you're spying. Right. Even if, let's pretend that she had a stroke, had past tense, she's healthy enough, so she says, to go jogging every day with Frank, as if she's healthy enough to, because she says she now goes jogging with Frank and they do all this. They go to the gym a few days a week. She's healthy enough to have fights online with Tiffany Moser, me. Her memory isn't such that she can't repeat these. Yeah, it's bad because she changes the story slightly, but she can continually repeat the same garbage over and over again. So the memory's all right. It's just she forgets little details. I don't. I'm like I got eyes like a shithouse rat, and nothing gets past me like that. So it just, none of it makes sense. But let's pretend, let's suspend reality for a moment. Let us pretend she had a stroke. So she had a stroke, past tense. She is now sufficiently recuperated to begin abusing everyone, and she knew to make, oh, this is a great empathy, sympathy card. Son losing a baby, I know, I'll make a video and blame Tiffany Moser. So even if she did, let's pretend, I know it's hard for the ones who really know her and you're like, oh, come on, please. But let's pretend, suspend all fucking reality out of your mind. Let's pretend she did. It was a long time ago. She's recovered. Would she be sympathetic to what you mean there's no sound? Can you hear me? Yes, no, can you hear me? That's just put me right off. Can you hear me? Right, thank fuck for that. He must be a bit behind where I went scooting out. Can anyone remember what I was on about? Anyone know what I last said before I said, can you hear me? Do you know a funny thing? I'm starting to go a bit deaf. I thoroughly enjoy it. And I'm a little deaf and not bad, but it's getting there. And the other day, this neighbour who mumbled something again. And I said, what? She mumbled it again. I said, what? I can't hear you. And he said, I fucking only said hello. Lost his mind. I only had to say what 3 times. It can piss people off, you see. It can get them really angry. But even if she had a stroke, had, past tense, she's recovered now, okay? But would Katy feel sorry if somebody who she was arguing with had a stroke? Would Katy extend empathy, or would she do this?
on here all fucking day and night. She has no real friends. What the fuck else? Nobody else in real life wants anything to do with her. They figure her out pretty quick.
I mean, when does she spend time with her son? He's in school all day long, and then she's online all night.
Well, I noticed that today she said she was picking him up. Then like 5 minutes later, she was back online. It was back on the panel. Like, I don't know, maybe he came.
Well, hey, at least she didn't forget to pick him up this time. She's forgotten to pick him up in the past.
Yeah.
Nothing I can do about the volume, but what I can do is play it from my phone. You only need the audio. You don't need the... You have to wait a minute, Rog. I'm busy. Right, here we go.
She didn't forget to pick him up this time. She's forgotten to pick him up in the past.
Yeah. There, of course, were the truancy issues in the past.
Oh, she had tons of truancy issues. I was on the phone with her before when...
Tiffany, Katy's never had the kids taken when people...
So, I mean, Tiffany's had her kids taken by CPS before. I've never had that happen to me before. You know, Molly had all 3 of her kids taken.
Hang on.
They were parenting. People who've actually had CPS substantiate abuse against them to the point that their children were taken.
It's going to kick in.
They had to fight to get them back.
Then she'll sit there.
Molly never got them back, but Tiffany got hers back.
And then she'll sit there and take like glamour photos to post all over YouTube where she's wearing fucking 30 fucking racked out clothes and shit.
Here we go.
I don't get it. I'm sorry, but I don't want to be in. I'm so glad that I don't get what they're doing. I don't want to be in that mindset, whatever the fuck they're doing. It's like, and then Lil Junkie goes on, we do it because they call the blood, they can't call fire anymore. And it's like,
holy shit.
we do it because we look good and they can't cause fires anymore. You know, it's like...
God damn, that sounds exactly like it.
It was like to me.
So that was Katy making fun of somebody with an actual brain injury that had caused aphasia. That was how and what Katy would do if someone she didn't like was incapacitated, let's say. That's the sympathy she would have. So even if she did have one previously, which she's now fully recovered from, she's, you know, she hasn't made any lifestyle changes. She's a willing participant in everything that goes on. There are no victims here. We're all willing participants. There's a button she can press and go offline anytime she likes. She doesn't want to. What she wants to do is be able to attack people and hide behind a pretendy stroke. Hide behind her child. It's all tactics. So that was how she treated somebody who she'd fallen. This person was a good friend to her. This person defended her for about 5 years. And when the person then fell out with her because Katy had been using her and lying, and she realized that she had allowed her channel to promote Katy's lies, and she then later had a car accident and went through a car window, she had aphasia and she couldn't speak. Now, she wasn't that bad as Katy did, but she was pretty bad. And this is how they saw it.
It's like,
holy shit.
we do it because we look good and they can't cause fires anymore. You know,
exactly like
to me.
Why am I obligated to feel sorry for a person like that? Why am I obligated to pity that person when I know full well, and not just guessing, I know full well that if the shoe was on the other foot, she would have no empathy. Look, when I had cancer. So none of us are obligated to feel sorry for her. None of us are obligated to feel sorry or to ignore her continual attacks and her relentless bullying. That was just one video of her behaving like that. There are multiple videos, and in one of the videos, she makes fun, and they both claim, we don't care that you've had a brain injury. We don't care. It doesn't matter to us. And Katy says, bingo. And then he goes on to say, Frank the wank, I hope I cause you extreme emotional pain. Now, why the fuck? And I'll feel sorry for anyone, me. I am a fucking sucker for it. But why should I feel sorry for that? Why am I obligated to give sympathy to someone who I know for a fact wouldn't give that same sympathy to other people? Why? If you can give me an answer to that, we'll go along with it. So, whichever way you go, the stroke doesn't mean nothing. Nothing. It doesn't mean anything to her. Because if I had a stroke, which she says was brought on by stress, and previously she's accused me and Tiffany Moser of being the cause of that stress. But what you guys got to remember is she also claimed to have 2 other strokes. Anyone can, Lisa Lake will remember. I'm pretty sure she will. But, and Tiffany, like, she is a fucking rotter. She's rotten. I don't give a fuck. Not a fuck. I was sympathetic to her, and look what it got me. If I go out now and there's a rabid dog, not a rabid dog, but a stray dog, and I feed it and I give it water and I am kind to it, and the cunt bites me, guess what? I ain't going to stick my hand there to be kind to it again in a hurry. I'm not saying I would be mean to it, because I wouldn't. It's not in my nature. But I certainly wouldn't go in for the second one. Only a bumbling fool puts its hands in the fire twice. Anyone who's put their hand near a fire ain't going to do that a second fucking time, because you know it fucking burns. Why the fuck would I? I gave her good advice while she was hiding behind me. I said, go away, leave it to us, recuperate, get yourself better. And 2 days later, she was saying, let's fuck Tiffany Moser up. And I said to Trollope, nah, fuck this. I've had enough. This ain't happening. And then they all nearly fainted when I made a truce with all of the people that they were accusing me of being in cahoots with. They were saying I was in cahoots with these people anyway. Well, why are you all shocked when I made a truce with them? I must have already made a truce to be in cahoots with them. So anyway, that's my take on it. I refuse to feel sorry for anybody who doesn't feel sorry for anybody else. If I know the person would absolutely use any weakness and be cruel, I'm not sorry for them at all.
Went around making fun of the way I talk. I noticed that Tiffany likes to go after people that have like brain damage or they have neurological issues. Like she's going after Wyoming. She's going after me. She goes after people that have, problems with, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I do have brain damage. I mean, I remember everything, but I have sometimes memory loss and stuff like that. I have
just 6 months before her medical episode.
It's like, and then Lowell just goes on. We do it because they call the blood. They can't call worms anymore. And it's like,
exactly right there. Holy shit.
we do it when we do it because we look good and they can't call flyers anymore. You know, it's like,
God damn, that sounds exactly like it.
sounds like to me.
I hope I caused you extreme emotional pain. You
I do too. I do too. There's more to come.
Yeah. That's pretty fucking bad. Yeah, and I'll say this again. As far as Terry's brain injury, I'm going to tell you something right now, okay? I don't fucking know you, Terry. Yeah, and I'll say this again. As far as Terry's brain injury, I'm going to tell you something right now, okay? I don't fucking know you, Terry. And I don't fucking care. You're a fucking lonely, miserable fucking whore. I don't give a shit. What's wrong with your fucking brain? This is what I know. You're a lonely, miserable fucking whore who spends every waking hour of every day trying to make everyone else as miserable and as lonely as you are. And I don't give a fuck why.
Bingo.
Right? I don't give a fuck why. I don't care why you're fucking stupid. All I can say is you're fucking stupid.
I don't feel sorry. And I'd been wittering away then before I added myself to the stage. No, I closed down the wrong window. Can you hear me? So that was that. I don't feel sorry for you. I don't give a flying fuck. I should never have been giving you any sympathy. I bitterly regret the sympathy I did extend to you. And I don't often regret kind deeds that I do. I bitterly regret that one. Good learning curve for me, and it showed everybody just what you are. She hasn't changed. It's not as if she was so brain damaged that she can no longer remember the awful things that she's done, and that therefore she's kind of to be pitied, because how can we punish her for something she can't remember she done? She fucking remembers. She knows. She's a fucking liar. You're a fat liar, Katy. There was no stroke. I suspect the findings showed exactly what I say, which is diabetic. I believe that when Frank said that he'd had enough and he was moving away, I think that you become all stupid. We all remember the crying chat logs that Penny shared of you saying how unhappy you were about the situation and that he was ignoring you and all of this shit. And I think that you didn't expect him to come to the hospital. And there he lighted eyes on you. You said, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. He'd already shown his face. What the fuck can he say? I suspect if he'd have had time and he'd have peeked and saw you, he'd have fucking hot-footed it out of there. But too late, because I doubt he was wearing his rape mask running around the hospital. So you're a liar. And the same way you tried to, you'll use anything as an excuse to excuse your bad behaviour. You don't give anyone else an excuse, like you said with Frank. You don't care if she's got a brain injury. And you say, bingo. Listen how she was laughing in that clip. She's aroused. She's actually aroused. I hope she was sitting on her incontinent pad, because the arousal was strong. You could hear it. It's the only time you'll ever find a clip of Katy laughing that doesn't involve Frank abusing another person, usually female. You find me one, and I'll fucking give you £100 right now. That's about $140. I will PayPal you. Find me her laughing that joyously anywhere, not the fake laugh she does when she says, "I'm not scared of none of you." I don't want that. I want that level of giggling, that high-pitched, "I'm having a great time, I'm loving this shit" giggling. You find it to me. And if it ain't when Frank is abusing another female or threatening another female or making fun of another female, I'll give you £100, 100 English pounds. It's about $140. Find me that clip. You find me the clip where she's giggling like that, not the fake laugh she does. No. I want that level of laughing. So you can use this stream, rewind back so that you get the kind of giggling that I'm after. It was one other thing. Laugh at you, you are weak. You challenged me on James D's panel when you knew I had just said, right, I'm on a bike ride, I'll only be listening. Sadly, where I went, I lost signal. So I was a long time behind hearing your challenge. Not that I would have stopped my bike ride for it. You challenged me for a fight when you knew there was no one home. It's no good knocking on the door and shouting in the garden if the person isn't home. You knew that I wasn't home. Since then, I've jumped on James D's live again. You were in the chat. I only knew that after. I could see by one of the comments. And still, you did not jump on the panel. I was on there a good 15, 20 minutes. I didn't say, right, I'm going out, or what I might have. It depends. I don't know. But I wouldn't have been bike riding, I wouldn't imagine. You didn't challenge me again. I've made multiple streams, and the link has gone public for Tiffany to take. You could easily jump that link. So you going off to Granny Fanny and fucking, that just shows me what you are. You're a coward, you and your missus, because your missus, I know she had to send for you, and by the time you got there, I was on the bike ride, but your missus was there throughout, because when I then reviewed the comments, she was there making comments that I wasn't reading, because I was outdoors on a bike. How come she didn't jump the link? Why did she send for you? Laugh. Why didn't she jump the link herself? Why didn't she jump the link the times? Because I know you watch me like a hawk. I know you're obsessed, the fucking pair of you. The fact that you had to go and run to Granny Fanny, I don't give a fuck for that person. That person I have shown is a liar and has lied about confronting me. I have shown that he uses that language and that he is all of the things that he has accused me of. He has not proven that I use those words, that I go to the forums that he claims I go to, where these words would be used. He's proved nothing. He actually lied and said he confronted me and he called me a liar. Now, yes, he was clever enough to delete his comment showing that he didn't call me a liar. He actually ended up in agreement with us and he went off happy as Larry. Yeah, he went back and he removed his comment, but sadly for him, the comment was put on the screen. So there's no way out. I don't deal with those kind of people. If you can't confront me, once I've proven you're a liar, once I've proven that you're a fantasist and you're just trying to use me for content or whatever, I am not interested. That is not because I am a coward. It is because I have proven my point. The ball is in your court to prove otherwise. And there we are. To me, you're a coward. Laugh at you. You wouldn't jump the link. You didn't jump the link the second time was on there. You haven't jumped the link all the times that it's been posted in the chat here. You're a coward. And I recall when you once ran to Katy and Frank and Joel, and you even, I think, for a moment had moderator in Frank's chat, but then trollop turned on you again and you looked a silly born cunt, I would rather be fucking dead than have to hide behind people. I could not live with myself if I had to hide behind someone. You have to. And that's why you've got to run over and look at you. How embarrassing. What do you think Granny Fanny's going to do? He can't do jack shit. I've proved he's a racist liar. He's a coward. The things that he said didn't happen. I proved them. I haven't got to keep going back and forth with that person. It stands until somebody produces evidence on the contrary, and that's not happening. So I did laugh, and I laughed thinking about Amy being too scared to jump the link herself and quickly coming to you. And there we are. That's my take on it all. Have a good one, everyone. I'm out of here.